Santos from España?
Texas, in the United States, actually, but my great-grandfather is from Seville.
Sevilla. Oh, a beautiful city. I learned Spanish many years ago in order to read Cervantes in the original. The Knight of the Sad Countenance. At this moment, I find myself identifying with Quixote nearing his quest. The dream, not so unreachable after all. Oh, I embarrass you.
No, actually, I'm flattered.
Well, you didn't come all this way to listen to an old man tilt at windmills. How can I be of assistance?
This is, somewhat unorthodox, Dr. Carpenter.
One sign of age is that nothing shocks you anymore. Whether this is a blessing or a curse. Please, speak freely.
Well, actually, I'm seeking some information about a former patient of yours, Corvina Lane.
Lane. This is a common name in this part of the world.
Right, well, she was a patient about 20 years ago. She wasn't a regular patient. Her treatment was short-term.
I should so like to assist you, but my patient's records are confidential. Is there any reason I should honor your request?
Well, it's a possibility that a grave injustice has been done to a patient of mine, Dimitri Marick. You might know him as Count Andrassi.
This is a private conversation. Get lost.
Charming way to talk to the poor woman. It's good to know prison hasn't changed you.
Yeah, well, according to the grapevine, that poor woman bumped some guy off.
Well, I take special care to stay on her good side.
Right, good side. I'm surrounded by cheats and cutthroats.
You should feel right at home.
I have nothing in common with these losers. I am only here because of Erica.
You're here because you lied. Now, you nearly destroyed Erica and you almost killed me. You think I'm going to sit back and twiddle my thumbs while you make Anton your next victim?
Get out! You have nothing I want. Not anymore.
You've already managed to turn Anton against me.
Erica stabs you, blame me. Anton walks out. It must be something I said. Isn't anything ever your fault?
Oh, yes, I made one near-fatal mistake. I trusted you. It won't happen again. We both know it. That's why you're moving on to Anton.
I love him.
Like a leopard loves her lunch.
Anton can survive without you.
He shouldn't have to. I told his sister that I would look after him. He's my responsibility.
Not anymore.
What do you want with a penniless medical student? Well, what are you going to live on?
Love.
Don't make me laugh.
You can't imagine me caring for anyone, can you?
Oh, I know you feel passionately about someone, to the exclusion of everyone else. Yourself.
Anton is a big boy. He can decide who he loves and who he doesn't. And don't you think you're ever going to come between us?
I have a feeling that a large chunk of cash could come between you and just about anyone.
If, and I mean if, this jury finds you guilty of attempted murder, the first thing we will do is file a petition so that this case is reviewed by the appellate court.
And then what?
Well, what they'll do is they'll take a look at the trial transcript and they'll decide whether or not any major errors were committed.
The state's key witness changing sides in the middle of the trial, that's a no-no. Chances are the judge will go for another take.
You mean a retrial? Oh,
Yeah.
no, then I'm going to need Kendall to testify for me again?
Our defense is going to depend on her getting on that stand and giving us exactly the same testimony that she gave when she jumps to our side.
Well, then, Jack, you just might as well lock me up now and throw away the key. I mean, Kendall thinks that I threw her to the wolves. Kendall thinks it's my fault that she's in prison. I mean, she's never going to utter one single syllable on my behalf.
Which is why I called this meeting, okay? Look, do you have a problem with me sending Trevor to Greenbrier to talk to Kendall?
Well, no, of course not. I mean, not that it's going to do any good. Trevor, you have no idea what you're getting yourself in for.
My credentials are impeccable. I survived Janet from another planet. I have a gift. I have a way with the disturbed.
Kendall is as twisted as they come.
At least she knows which side of the bread is buttered on. And if I have any troubles, I'll turn on the old Dillon charm and spread it thick, thick, thick. I'll have her eating out of my hands in no time.
Be sure to count your fingers when you leave.
And keep us posted.
Roger and out.
You okay?
Oh. Jack, I really thought that I had closed the door on Kendall when I called Alice Hart and told her that Kendall was in trouble and needed her mother. And now I find out that I may need Kendall to testify for me all over again. Jack, when is this all going to be over?
Soon.
You're really thinking the worst, aren't you?
Look, it's my job to figure out all the angles. Now, personally, I think that Kendall's testimony blew Seth Tanner right out of the water. I don't see how this jury could come in with anything other than a not guilty
I'm
verdict.
just saying this just to make me feel better.
No, I've got some champagne on ice to prove it.
Oh, Jack. You're such a good friend. You're even better lawyer. I am so lucky to have you on my side.
I'm sorry to interrupt. These papers came by messenger. I thought you'd want to see them. They concern Miss Kane.
What is this, Jack? Has the jury come in with a verdict?
No, this has nothing to do with the trial. This is from Alice Wilson.
Dimitri's lawyer, then what is it?
Your divorce papers.
Divorce papers. Why do I feel like I was just kicked in the stomach?
Because that's exactly what this is. Obviously, Dimitri and his lawyer have the same warped sense of timing.
Oh, no, I don't think that this was planned.
Oh, I'm not so sure. I mean, you're awaiting your jury's verdict. You just had the company that you built from scratch stolen from out from under you. And now why? Why this sudden push for a divorce?
I was just really silly to think that there was any hope of Dimitri and me getting back together again.
You were trying to save your marriage, Erica. There's nothing silly about that. You love this guy, for crying out loud.
There's no arguing this one, Counselor. This is what Dimitri wants. And no amount of rhetoric in the world is going to change that. There are no appellate courts for marriages which are beyond repair.
Well, it seems to me that you didn't think this marriage was beyond repair until you got these papers.
I was living in a fool's paradise. Well, it was a very nice dream while it lasted.
Listen, Dimitri led you to believe that there might be a chance for reconciliation between the two of you.
No, I think that Dimitri was just being who he is. He's a good man.
Oh, yeah, he's a regular Prince Charming, this guy.
He was. He was very kind. I mean, he offered to testify for me again.
He offered to tell the truth. Where's the big sacrifice?
Jack, when I cut Kendall loose, Dimitri came to see me. And I was full of guilt. And Dimitri went out of his way to make sure that I had peace of mind. He went out of his way to reassure me that I had actually done the only thing I could do under the circumstances.
And anybody that knows you would have done the same thing.
And he spoke on my behalf at Enchantment. I mean, when Alec was going out of his way to lobby the board of directors to turn against me, Dimitri is the one who spoke about me in such glowing terms.
Well, you make those words come easy.
Well, the final kindness was to Bianca. And that was the icing on the cake. I mean, after all that happened, Dimitri invited Bianca to come to Wildwind to go riding. It was just the three of us. Like a family. As if Kendall had never been here and last year had never happened. I felt so close to Dimitri in that moment. I could see everything in his eyes. The way he looked at me. The pain. The regrets. Wishing that we could go back. Oh, how I wish that we could take it all back and be the way it was. Well, there's no going back, is there? And how could I have ever thought that after what I did to him?
Erica, why don't you do yourself a favor and just forget about Dimitri Marick? Just forget that he ever existed.
How dare you come here? Kendall's not for sale. Not at any price.
All right, break it up. You've caused enough trouble here for one day, Missy.
What are you gonna do, throw me in jail?
I'll slap you in isolation if you keep using my rec room to duke out your personal problems. Now, you're allowed one visitor at a pop. Who's Mr. Wright?
Mr. Marick was just leaving. If he comes back, I do not want to see him.
It's your loss.
I'm crying.
Wait. I moved out of your house, and I told you to leave us alone. Why can't you just do that? Answer me!
Anton, I care about you a lot. I feel you're part of my family. I just wanted to save you from any more pain.
It's my life. I know what's best for me.
I said the same things when I was your age, and I lived to regret it bitterly.
This Count Andrassy, he's more to you than just a patient, yes?
Yes, he's also my brother-in-law.
You're married.
Just. Yes, I'm here on my honeymoon.
Oh, then there's no hope for me.
Oh, well, maybe had we met a little earlier.
If I had known that American medical schools were training physicians that look like you, I might have emigrated for my postgraduate studies.
Well, now, it is never too late. You never know. Well, about Corvina, Lang, I don't want you to do anything that you feel is unethical, believe me. I just wondered if you could maybe see your way to looking up her file and telling me what her diagnosis was.
Ah. Well, this is not strictly a matter of ethics, mind you. I had a local girl, Fräulein Schmidt, come in once a week for the filing. Alphabetizing was not her long suit.
She didn't happen to be beautiful, did she?
How you say in America, she was to die for. But she left me, married a baker. Go figure. Here it is. I really can't divulge the